Hello friends, and welcome to our Aquarius pre-full moon webinar. This is such an important sign for the hierarchy. It essentially rules the hierarchy, just as Taurus rules the new group of world servers, and it is the sign of the lesser New Age of some 2,500 years, and of the greater New Age of 25,000 years, beginning sometime within the next few centuries. So we're going to be working through a double age of Aquarius. And so the next 2,000 years, which have this double influence, are going to be extremely potent and important. We have the Aquarius banner here, and we see the rulerships of Uranus, Jupiter, and the Moon. Uranus is the orthodox ruler, the Jupiter, the esoteric ruler, bringing the groups together in the sense of group love, group unity, group accomplishment, group abundance, and the Moon actually veiling three planets, of which Uranus is one for the mental body, Neptune for the astral body, and Vulcan for the physical body, giving us the complete transfiguration of the personality. Uranus is then, in a way, a double ruler of Aquarius, and its highest ruler, in a sense, as the highest aspect of the planets which the Moon veils. The transfiguration of the human being is possible in Aquarius. The third initiation and the fourth initiation can be taken in that sign, and I suppose we could really connect it with all of the initiations. The second as well, for the cleansing of the astral waters. Water of life am I, poured forth for thirsty men. Water of life, the great cosmic ethers, coming from the higher four subplanes of the cosmic physical plane. All of these are ruled by Aquarius. In a sense, the logoic, monadic, atmic, and Buddhic planes, all transmitting this great energy to us, transmuting, transforming, transfiguring, translating, transubstantiating. We have five transes there, all of them going beyond the ordinary. The Jafra image is interesting as it shows us the utopian possibility of this sign, the shining city on the hill. It could be the Holy Kingdom, it could be hierarchy, it could be Shambhala. Anyway, if we pass through the jaws of death, overcoming death, in Capricorn, which is the conqueror of death, the symbol is the skull there, we make our way to this city of illumined beings, the hierarchy, and finally the lights which carry out the will of God. Shambhala is very much connected with Aquarius. Shambhala giving us that life more abundant when Aquarius influences it. And through Shambhala will come the life more abundant, and it will be poured in via Aquarius. Here the water bearer is nourishing all of the chakras, whether individual or group or planetary, or even the chakras of the solar system. This is a great sign of circulation. And the waters of life have to circulate so that there can be some sort of true health in the organism. Right now we have, well, humanity is in a state of malaise, not really healthy as an entire organism, nor is the planet. but Aquarius, a great healing sign, will restore to humanity and the planet the circulation which will bring the true health. Here we have a kind of interesting sun depicted with the wide eyes that look into the possible future. I've actually seen a number of Aquarian people that look like this. Certain features are similar. Just watch the eyes and you can perhaps discern the presence of this sign. They seem to see something far on ahead that maybe other people are missing, and they have that quality of genius which is perhaps half mad but also extremely progressive. The Francis Donald's, we have a couple of images here. One of them is very beautiful. It's kind of a Kuan Yin Maitreya type of image. I trust that, yes, there it comes. I have a computer beside me here and seeing what the lag time is, but here this great benevolent figure. Remember, universal love comes through Aquarius just as through Pisces, pervasive wisdom. And we have the earth held by this great being. We can see all of the different, well, at least quite a few of the different continents. I think Europe and Africa and Greenland are featured immediately before us. And this will be a sign of global consciousness, a consciousness of humanity as one being, and the consciousness of the earth as one being. And a great compassion will pour forth upon our planet, especially during the last 720 or so years of the age of Aquarius, which will be ruled by one of the planets of love, wisdom, which is Venus, the alter ego of the earth. So, you know, when you look at this figure, you think of Kuan Yin, you think of Maitreya, and you think of the great meditating compassion which will transform our planet into something that it has not yet become, moving towards the sacredness. I would like to, there are various images here, and this is the one that I want to look at particularly. It is Francis's image. No, well, where is that image? I have to find it. Okay. Well, I assume it's coming because there it is. Yes, it's a beautiful image too. It shows group consciousness. It shows the master meditating with his inner circle. And then around him are the various other circles. The sign Aquarius represents the ashram. And the ashram has various circles of intensity within it, all the way from those that are closest to the master within his aura or within his heart, to those who are accepted disciples and so forth, on to those in the outer circles who are chelas in the light, and even the little chelas can be considered somewhat included. The tones of blue and violet are very Aquarian. Violet, particularly a Uranian color. Interestingly, the Tibetan gives the color turquoise for Aquarius. Now, here we have some things that Francis has said, and I think they're very good. I can't go through all of them right now, but just some idea. First, the Tibetan is saying here that in Aquarius the man awakens to the beauty of group life, to group interest, and to his individual responsibility towards the group, and thus begins to live his life and to spend himself in the service of humanity. It's a sign of great outpouring and expenditure, a pouring forth of whatever one has, whether the water pot is carried laboriously upon one's shoulder, or whether it is actually pouring forth from the vessel upon the head, which represents, in this case, the highest head center in full abundance, reflecting all of the higher powers. So that's in the law of service. We see that pot of water on the head. It's an extension of the Aquarian impulse. So it says, imagine a group of people sitting around a central figure, in this case the master. There are various facial expressions, physical types, ages, clothing give us insight into their personalities. But now we go further. Now imagine that we can lift our vision from the denser subplanes and visualize the etheric realm. The scene shifts dramatically. The physical vehicles of our group grow dark, for here the light comes from a different source. Glowing energetic matrices, vibrant with the color and quality of the group, overlay the dense physical forms. So with our eye now opened, we see the master sitting at the center of his group of disciples. Those on the outer periphery are only faintly aware of his presence, but the initiates who sit in the circle immediately around the master know him well. For they have worked for incarnations to attune to his aura. This alignment, known as being close to the master's heart, or in the master's heart, enables these initiates to consciously direct the energy of love wisdom that flows through their master from the master of masters, the Christ. And there's also a picture of the Pythian vessel, the Pythian oracle. The idea of the python is there, and the power to overcome illusion and to speak the truth by looking forward into that which is not yet manifested. The Aquarian vessel is represented by a sevenfold energies, sevenfold serpents, and I think you can see this here. This is the top of the sevenfold vessel, and this is the side of that vessel, and through it must pour the waters of life. Each of us, in a sense, is such a vessel. From our head center, in a way, is pouring all the seven rays, even though we have certain rays which are paramount to us. Anyway, whatever we do have, we pour forth from our developed head center, and this is why Aquarius can represent such advanced individuals who have the power of universality accomplished within them, and who can be, so to speak, the individual for all seasons, and who can synthesize the various energies of life, pouring them forth so that great group nourishment is occurring. Well, there is much here that Francis has written, but probably some of you will have his text, and I just suggest that you write to him about these, and I'm sure he'll be happy to send them to you. Okay. Now we're going to begin our work together. And let's see, I think what I'll do is turn to our meditation. Our meditation brings in and synthesizes many energies now available. The actual full moon is about 24 hours from now, a little more than 24 hours from now. Well, maybe 24, 26 hours. It's at 11:52 and 59 seconds, so virtually 11:53 PM GMT. So for some of you, it'll be in the wee hours of the morning here in Europe, but for others, it will be more convenient. And we are working towards the group registration of these available energies, seeing if we can somehow stimulate group consciousness to a greater degree than we have achieved in our groups thus far. We have many kinds of groups in the world. Some of them are quite selfish and effective. Others are quite well-meaning but ineffective. And we want to number ourselves among the groups who are well-meaning, filled with the will to good, and effective. Fortunately, there are planets associated with Aquarius which will make this possible. The 7th ray of Uranus, the 2nd of Jupiter, and the 4th ray of the Moon disguising or hiding the 1st ray of Vulcan, the 6th ray of Neptune, and again the 7th ray of Uranus. There are other rays involved here, but those are the main ones. It's a very universal sign, giving us primarily at this point the 5th ray of science, and it will be indeed a scientific age into which we are entering, but as well the 3rd ray of abstract intelligence, and, well, maybe something of the 1st ray, as it's so connected with Shambhala. The 5th ray is the only ray actually given, but there are other rays to the signs just as there are to the planets. Well, here we are, still in our day of dedication, we might say. And I like to think that 12 hours before the full moon begins this period of safeguarding when we begin to receive and hold. Now, Master DK told his group that he would be alert to their striving meditation for 12 hours before the full moon. Does this alertness continue for the groups that are following in his footsteps? Maybe it does. We can act as if it does, as if there is an alertness within hierarchy to our group approach to the secret place where so much more is known, felt, and understood than in the normal consciousness. Together in our group consciousness, we are in a position to receive and also to give much more than is possible working simply alone. And we begin to feel this in the Aquarian energies which are released at this time, and in the energies of these planets which we can work with. So let us begin our work with the ideas in mind of the great outpouring benevolence of this all-bestowing Lord who brings life more abundant, the Lord of the constellation Aquarius with the lesser lords of Jupiter, Uranus, also Vulcan and Neptune. And we'll see if we can find ourselves as a group within the flow of these energies, and also encouraging a greater group consciousness in our present groups, in our nations, in humanity as a whole, in the planet as a whole. So we are open then to the energies of Aquarius, and we withdraw our consciousness from the familiar self, the outer self, the personality, and pull back, as it were, allowing the world of the senses, the world of sentiency, the world of the mind, lower mind, to slip below the threshold of consciousness as we begin to tune in the sense of being this unit of consciousness we call the soul. A unit of being, a unit of consciousness, we are that. Usually immersed within the outer fields, but now withdrawing until other fields of energy start to tune in, start to emerge. And together, scattered personally all over the world as we are, we still come together in group union. There are some 89 or 90 of us working together right now. And we are related in soul. There's a deep sense of the group soul. See if we can feel that. Our numbers are all throughout Europe and the Americas and Canada South America, Australia, New Zealand, and some other places in Asia. We are together in the presence of the soul. We are as a group soul. We feel our relatedness. Somehow we begin to find ourselves uniting with the members of the new group of world servers scattered throughout the world, but uniting with them in soul. It's not as personalities. It's on the higher mental plane, with our instruments well in control. Merging with each other as one consciousness, merging with the new group, merging with the men and women of goodwill as souls. DK has encouraged us not to think of ourselves so much as human beings, although we are that, but to think of ourselves as souls, as members of the fifth kingdom, the kingdom of souls. And these meditative opportunities are those moments particularly when we can do that. And then reaching out to all of humanity, in the body, out of the body, as souls. We don't know these people personally, but on the plane of soul we are one. Oneness with humanity on the plane of soul. That's what we want to feel. Touch one, touch all. Somehow we are deeply connected with everyone, and more so with the soul of the planet, the anima mundi as well. One soul, one consciousness in our planet. Of course, it goes beyond that, but to achieve the planetary consciousness, at least intimations of that are already something. Something very expansive, and we know the expansion into universal love, which is possible in Aquarius. And somehow, as we embrace the planet in our consciousness and all levels of the planet, not just the outer form, all the different dimensional spheres, we try to realize the great second ray mantra, the truth of it: naught is but me. Naught is but me. Not the little I, of course, but the larger I, which we all essentially are, and which we will realize in the growing group consciousness of which we are capable at this time, and increasingly in the Aquarian age. We are all not only connected, but we are the same consciousness and the same being, and the intensities of that realization will come to us. We are on the plane of mind, within the fire of mind, focused within the head's clear light. Let the group stand. A point of mental tension exists on this mental plane. It's a point of group tension for us. We're going to think together in an illumined manner. And the will aspect strengthens this point of tension on the mental plane for us, and the power of the soul's will comes through for us. We have the will to initiate, we have the will to unify, we have the will to evolve, we have the will to harmonize, we have the will to act in a practical manner. We have the sixth ray, will to cause, and we have the will to express. All of us in group are endowed with those aspects of the will. And we can feel them pouring into our group and the groups of which we are a part, and into the new group of world servers and the men and women of goodwill, and ultimately as humanity can receive these aspects of the will, they can somewhat, giving humanity a greater spiritual will than hitherto has been possible. Our intention then is to connect with the higher realms, where we already are in some sense in our higher aspects. And we do this through Antakarana building. There are various ways to build. But the powers of the personality rise, are drawn upward into this mental unit, this focused will reinforced center, and we visualize, as it were, a bridge of light, each one of us responsible for two colors, that of our soul ray and that of our personality ray. We can use the colors before us here. First ray red, second ray indigo blue, third ray green, fourth ray yellow, fifth ray orange, sixth ray silvery rose or light blue, seventh ray violet. Visualize from each one of us two colors, one of the soul ray, one of the personality ray, or use the color indigo in general if there is uncertainty. We feel the connection as this colored bridge spans the mental plane and enters the domain of the spiritual triad, touching the monastic permanent atom, the Buddhic permanent atom, the atmic permanent atom, at least imaginatively. So touching into the realms of the abstract mind, of the intuitive wisdom, of the spiritual will, rising or moving inward towards the blue-white diamond we will use to symbolize the monadic nature, which is in the realm of Shambhala. At least imaginatively, we as a group can move toward that. So here we are with all the different colors, because we all have the different soul rays, or at least personality rays. But primarily it's the color indigo that colors this rising cone towards the blue-white diamond, or the inward bridges towards the central blue-white diamond. Try to feel that for a moment. Touching the higher worlds, which are always right here. Revelation is always of that which always is, present. It's just a question of attunement. So we want to empower this cone-like bridge, this inward-reaching bridge of light, this multicolored bridge, the vortex from Shambhala. And we will use the second ray word of power. I see the greatest light. I see the greatest light. We will sound the Om. I'll sound it on the note A this time. It's a definitely indigo note. Associated with the fifth ray of Aquarius, interestingly enough, whose esoteric color is indigo, and yet we will use the second ray word of power. I see the greatest light. So we will visualize this rapier-like shot of brilliant light across the Antakarana into the blue-white diamond, and entraining all of the higher vehicles. So you think to yourself, I see the greatest light, as we sound outwardly the Om. that we ponder together, touch together, realize together, be affected, impacted by this. Greatest light is the unfettered light of Shambhala on the second plane. The greatest light. And our work proceeds within this intense light, which will bring revelation to us into our lower vehicles, a revelation we can spread all o'er the land and sea, reminding us of the light which comes forth from Aquarius. So the merging of all the different colors in the indigo light we see and feel. And as we've ascended, at least imaginatively, into these higher worlds, which, I repeat, are always here, we offer our salutations to our elder brothers with whom we seek to cooperate, standing with them as outposts of their consciousness. The hierarchy works through inspiration, and we seek to be inspired and likewise to inspire, to breathe in the holy fire, to be inspired by the God, by the deity, to work in a state of inspiration. Not just going through the motions, though the desire to plod is sometimes useful, but inspired by the ever-present dynamic energies of Aquarius, the main energies of the New Age. So we offer our heartfelt gratitude to the Masters and to the head of the hierarchy, the Christ. And we'll sound the Om. You can do that in your homes where you are. Sound the Om with me. And we offer our salutations. Salutations to the Christ, the Master of all Masters. Salutations to the triangle of masters with whom we work most closely, the Master M, KH, and DK. They are the ones who stood before the assembled hierarchy and said, "Let us bring the ageless wisdom closer to humanity," and this they have labored to do. Salutations to the Master Morya, the head of all esoteric schools and organizations. Salutations to the Master Kutumi, whose ashram is doing the most to prepare the way for the coming of the Lord Maitreya, this great teacher who will be the Christ of the age of Capricorn, this great Lord of wisdom and love. Salutations to the Master DK, who's given us the blue books and also so much of the secret doctrine, and who has yet to teach again in the third installment after the year 2025. He who trains aspirants for initiation, and the one who works so closely with aspirants and disciples of our type. Salutations. Salutations to your own master as you know him to be or conceive him to be. Salutations to the spiritual hierarchy of our planet in entirety. And together as a group, we imaginatively raise our thought to Shambhala, that greatest point of tension upon our planet, the center where the will of God is known, and together, with deepest reverence and in all humility, we attempt, identified as the group soul, affected by the triad, to attune to the presence of the King of Shambhala, Sanat Kumara, standing at the center of Shambhala, where the will of God is known. We attune. So that the will of God means something real to us. The will of God, the planetary logos that Sanat Kumara represents as an emanation. And may our will be one with that will. Not my will, but thine be done. And a long, silent, interior Om, as we imagine our group and the many groups and the world's servers and the men and women of goodwill imbued with this energy of the will to good coming from Shambhala. This must inspire us because we seek to work together in a state of inspiration. Under the impress of this highest of all centers, and certainly of the hierarchy at this time. And we're ready then to begin our planetary approach. And to do this, we gather ourselves together into a point of tension, a point of light, of love, of spiritual power. We conceive ourselves, all some 90 of us now, we conceive ourselves as this point. Our personalities have in a way disappeared. We are one consciousness, we are one being. And our goal is to penetrate into the disk of indigo light, into the indigo sun. The golden pathway leads to it, and above the pathway we, as a group, hover, and the golden pathway will shorten, and with it we move together, all of us together as one soul, one being, into the indigo sun, and we feel ourselves in this deep indigo blue. We feel ourselves there. Imbued by this and outposts for this time of the Master DK's consciousness, he who is so learned in these matters of planetary and zodiacal and hierarchical energies. These energies are available, and we don't want to just talk about them, we want to feel them, we want to invoke them, we want them to enter our substance. We're dealing with the realities of the unseen worlds, the gifts of the planetary gods, making their presence more impressively felt at such time as this. So we will move together, supported by the consciousness of Master DK, towards the rulers of the constellation Aquarius, towards Uranus, the turquoised planet, conveying the capacity to reinvent and renovate the energy patterns through which humanity and individuals express themselves, changing the pattern so that it is closer to the archetype. There's always an archetypal purpose on the monadic plane and above, and we need to repattern our lives in this world of becoming. We will approach Jupiter, the esoteric ruler, conveying the power to achieve spiritual growth and fulfillment through loving group cooperation. We do this together. We are more if we are together. We are more together. The great planet Jupiter, the king of the gods. And we will approach not the moon so much, but that which the moon veils. Hierarchically, Vulcan, invisible yet close to the sun, Neptune and Uranus, the etheric physical body becoming strong and fit for soul expression. Vulcan has so much to do with the ethers which Aquarius rules. The vibrant physical body capable of receiving and expressing the spiritual will. And then Neptune, the truly deep blue planet, suffusing the emotional body with the Buddhic principle of love. And again Uranus, transforming the mind as ordinarily used into occult mind, which can receive and understand the impress of the cosmic ethers. We will make approach. And it's imaginative, of course, but something comes through in this imaginative process. And as if, open your consciousness to the suffusion by the consciousness of Master DK. So that something of his great knowledge of these sources can come to us as we function as outposts of his consciousness. So first we see Uranus, the home of electric fire. It's a monadic first-rate planet. But here we're thinking of it more in its seventh ray aspect. Its alchemical power. The seventh ray, the great alchemist, the divine alchemist, the power to transmute, transform, transfigure, and translate, and even transubstantiate the conditions within our lower vehicles so that they rise into the cosmic ethers. Eventually, after the fourth initiation, it will be so, and now we prepare for the time. And this will lead to the reordering of the lower worlds according to the pattern in heaven, for Uranus is the heavenly one, and helps us realize what is the archetypal pattern for ourselves individually, for our small groups, our larger groups, our nations, communities, nations, and humanity as a whole. Making things better, and better means archetypally conformative. We can change the pattern of things. The power to reorder all of our vehicles, the etheric body, of course, the astral vehicle, the mind, so important so that it becomes a cult mind. Changing relationship here below. This is needed in our groups. This is needed. You see that Uranian energy flowing into this group and our groups, flowing in, trying to feel it. Maybe see the glyph in violet of Uranus before you. This is a real energy flowing into our groups. Improving them. Bringing new patterns into our group interaction. Patterns characteristic of the New Age. And we see this. We'll sound the Om on a violet note. The note B, given as the lunar note, but really veiling Uranus. And we'll see in our group life the improvements going on, the better relations, the archetypalization of group relations. We'll see this as we sound this Om on the note B. The world must change. It will change under Aquarius. It will change under Uranus. Already the Uranian impulse has been felt ever since the coming of Francis Bacon some 400 years ago. The big change is occurring, and even right now in the sky we know of the great Uranus and Pluto square, 7 instances of that square, and we're heading into the 5th one now. Great changes, repatterning. How we've absorbed this Uranian energy, and we will hold it over the next day and during the days of distribution, and as we interact, maybe something of this energy comes through what we say and what we do. But now on to the largest of all planets, Jupiter, the esoteric ruler. We've seen images of it so many times we can envision it with its great red spot. How interesting. It's primarily as the second ray planet that we will visualize it, but it has much of the 7th and maybe even the 1st ray, as king of the gods, as Zeus, the hurler of thunderbolts. But this is the bestowal of full group consciousness, a group love that we feel enlarging and unfolding the group causal body, building and completing the realization of the group soul. The spherical nature of Jupiter making the causal sphere enriched, abundantly enriched. Jupiter in Aquarius, the conveyor of life more abundant, conveying life more abundant. This beneficence is flowing in. It's available. It fulfills desire, hopefully of the right kind. It rules the source of supply, and when something is missing, Jupiter provides it. We lack many things, but Jupiter will provide. And our groups will become very enriched by this bountiful energy. The life more abundant is coming, and Christ, as the great representative of the second ray, said he has come so that we may have life more abundant. And we can be part of that giving process. The abundance comes to us and we give of it. And the world needs this abundance, so many suffering under the sense of lack and actually lacking. But with right distribution under Aquarius, the wholeness and abundance can be achieved. So into our groups it comes, the royal blue of Jupiter. We breathe it in, this royal blue, and it improves our group life. It makes all of us more generous in terms of what we have to give and will give, and give as a group to others. And so we will see these Jupiterian effects taking place as we sound. We'll use the second ray note. We'll use a G. And feel abundant life flowing into our group and groups. We do not lack. And to those who give all is given. This is a great Jupiter in Aquarius mantra. If we seek to be fulfilled, we give all we have. And the overflowing cup is created. Always more than enough so that it can be given. To those who serve shall be given so that they may serve again. To those who give all is given. The life of great Jupiter present now. And present to us as a real deity. It's polytheism within monotheism. It's the many in the one. And then on to the possibility eventually of the transfigured personality with the hierarchical moon in Aquarius. Not the dead moon, but that which our astral, physical, and mental vehicles, the lunar lords, veil. The moon veils, but what does it veil? Vulcan, radiant, etheric atoms, and the physical vehicle transformed by the radiation of those etheric atoms. Neptune, transcendent love, entering from the Buddhic plane, even from the monadic plane, even one day from the cosmic astral plane, transcendent love in the astral vehicle. No longer the vehicle of personal desire, but the vehicle of Christ-like love. And Uranus, the transformation of the mind, the occult mind, the mind that realizes that which is known within the cosmic ethers. And so let us feel the reddish orange, the deep blue, the turquoise or violet of Vulcan, Neptune, Uranus respectively, flowing into the vehicles of the individual and into the group personality vehicles and into the vehicles of the servers of the race and the men and women of goodwill, and finally into all humanity. The veiling moon, through and beyond the veiling moon, these powers of Uranus, of Neptune, of Vulcan flow in. Our vehicles are inspired by these energies we feel. And we take these steps towards the transfiguration of these vehicles. Altogether more prepared to be of service because our lunar vehicles have been strengthened by the rays of these three great planets. So we will imagine them flowing into the group vehicles. We will let us use the note A flat as a kind of synthesis of all these energies, flowing into our vehicles, negating the retrogressive power of the moon, reconditioning us entirely, and see the group thus improved and the groups thus improved. Uranus, Jupiter, Vulcan, Neptune, transforming us as Aquarius will transform into members of the fifth kingdom. And may we learn to function as members of that kingdom throughout the Aquarian age. We will have a number of incarnations in that age. Let us thus function. So from these planetary deities we take into mind the great solar logos, ever visible through through his physical center, some call it the base of the spine center, the sun itself. The great solar logos, the God of love, wisdom, the blue logos, pouring through all planets, through Shambhala and every monad, through the soul hierarchy and every soul, through all of humanity, through all the human personalities on earth. This great blue logos, God of love, wisdom, our God is a consuming fire, our God is a consuming fire of love, the great love of the solar logos into our heart. Into the heart and the head, into the 12-petaled egoic lotus, a heart center on the higher mental plane, and into the 12-fold monad. 12 is a number there, I believe, an accurate number, flowing in, the solar logos. And each one of us, a tiny point of life within that solar logos. Our home monadically is within the sun, at least for the time being. That is the place where our home is found. And then on deeper into space, deeper and deeper, toward the Lord of the constellation Aquarius, the water bearer, with his beautiful quality of light. Think of it together. The light that shines on earth across the sea. The light that shines on earth across the sea. This is the light which ever shines within the dark, and cleansing with its healing rays that which must be purified until the dark has gone. How beautiful this light that shines on earth across the sea. We can see how the microcosmic and macrocosmic Augean stables will be cleansed. The great cleansing of humanity. Pluto enters Aquarius around the year 2025. What a cleansing it will be. As the hierarchy makes its plans, the Aquarian hierarchy makes its plans more concretely for externalization. So let us open ourselves now to the feel of the quality of Aquarius, its profound relationship to the fifth ray, its relationship to Uranus, Jupiter, the moon, Vulcan, Neptune, to the seventh ray, the second and the fourth, so many rays here, and the first ray as well, the sixth ray, and the seventh ray again. Open ourselves to this Aquarian energy from this constellation Aquarius overlapping Pisces. Open. It's an all-pervasive energy. There are no boundaries to it. It passes through apparent barriers. And let us feel that no matter what the barriers we may have erected may be, this energy passes through and is registered. The Aquarian energy uniting us in the etheric body, in the mind, in soul, in triadal focus, group union felt. Group union, sustained, felt. And with the abundance produced within this group union, we can serve. The great sign of service, Aquarius, and so we will ponder in the silence the mantram, which we will intensify as the time moves on towards the exact full moon, and use to distribute beyond. Water of life am I, poured forth for thirsty men. Water of life am I, poured forth for the entire human race, individually and in our group. What are these waters of life? Have we touched them? Are they pouring through us so that we may pour them forth for those who thirst for the energies of the highest ethers? Water of life am I, poured forth for thirsty men. Christ said, I am the light of the world. The Buddha has said the same. What if as we approached our fellow human beings, we knew ourselves to be the water of life? What if we identified as these higher energies which radiated forth and improved everything they touched? Radiant servers, radiant inspired servers of the hierarchy for the sake of humanity. Water of life am I, poured forth for thirsty men. Imagine the power of the group's server. How with this radiation it can change all things and reshape the patterns of interaction in line with the Heavenly One and its perspective. Water of life am I. poured forth. For all humanity, for all those who thirst. Imagine the healing circulation entering those places which we know are diseased now, the disease of violence, misunderstanding, constant conflict, cleansing the Algaean stables on all three levels. Waters of life am I. Water of life am I. Are we. The group radiance that we have here, improving our environment, improving our nations, going forth into the etheric body of humanity, into the consciousness of humanity. So that every cell in our body thrills to this vibratory energy of Aquarius, every atom enlivened, vitalized, so that our radiance is whole and complete. All of us, souls in incarnation, the group soul radiating the abundant life of the soul and beyond. Providing that which is needed by those who have so little. A great sharing occurs. It's one of the conditions for the reappearance of the Christ. Great sharing and economic sharing. Cleaning house, another requirement. And peace and understanding, which will come when we view ourselves as one being, one humanity. Into the darkened areas, waters of life pour, slaking the thirst for the higher life, even an unconscious thirst. In their soul, the people yearn, and they don't know it not in their personality. Field has been created between us. Can you feel it? This etheric field charged with the inspiring energies, touching everyone here in soul and going beyond. Let us intensify this during the next some 24 hours. Intensify this. Radiate. So the change may come. Water of life am I, poured forth for thirsty men. Water of life. Let us stay in the circulation. The great circulation is occurring. In circulation is the power, is the life, is the vitality, the health, from the one about whom naught may be said. Interestingly, in a way related to Aquarius. Which is a certain petal in the heart and the head center of that great supercosmic logos. This energy is pouring forth. Aquarius is related to constellations beyond it, as great as it may be, and pouring forth into the sun throughout the local space, into our solar system, and into the 7 solar systems, of which ours is one. Filling all of cosmically local space with these great energies of service, of universal love, through the sun, the great transformer, through Vulcan, through Uranus, through Jupiter, through Neptune, but really through all of the lotus planetary logoi, because circulation is what Aquarius brings. Bringing its life more abundant. It's time for change from the 4th kingdom to the 5th. Entering Shambhala, vitalizing all monads, entering hierarchy, vitalizing all souls, descending as well into the personalities of one and all, animating the chakras, so full vitality is seen, experienced, full vitality, full life. Aquarius, a life-bearing constellation. We sense this great cosmic flow, which ends even in our own personal natures, which are rightly vitalized to be instruments of the soul. Humanity needs uplifting. Where shall these energies of Aquarius be directed? For we, the group now imbued with these energies, can, each of us in our own way, direct towards an area needing reformation, transmutation, vitalization, and the group as a whole then will have that effect. Find a place, find a condition, find something on this planet that needs correcting through all Aquarius can give. Visualize it. See the energies pouring in and changing the pattern. Changing the pattern for the better. Maybe devise a mantra which you inwardly say as you see the pattern changed. Or use water of life am I, poured forth for thirsty men. One day the great principle of brotherhood will be demonstrated through Aquarius. When Venus is the decanate ruler in the last 720 years, but towards that we work. Through discipline of Saturn and through illumination we work. So in this place that you have visualized this condition, we will use a note B flat as an Aquarian note, sounding Om 3 times and seeing the repatterning occur. And we carry the sense of this needed improvement with us as we approach the full moon. There are places on this planet that need healing, and they need the healing, vitalizing attention and application of Aquarius. These energies rightly applied will make the difference, and so we intensify this as we move towards the full moon at 11:52 and 59 seconds, really 11:53 PM GMT tomorrow. So we will close our meditation together by sounding the great invocation, this mantra of light and power, this mantra so connected with spreading the energies of hierarchy to all humanity. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Friends, we have just a day to go before the, full moon. Please do your best to intensify your energy, to receive, safeguard, and distribute. And we will try to provide you with a link to this meditation as soon as may be possible, so you can use it for other purposes if you wish. Meanwhile, we stand together, we are together, we are in the great energy of brotherhood, sisterhood, soulhood, spirithood. We stand together as one. Let us realize this and somehow apply this knowledge radiatorily to our immediate environment and beyond, so that we can be parts of the great transformation which is to come to our planet. 11:53 PM GMT tomorrow, St. Valentine's Day. or maybe it's today, at least it is for us. But on the 14th, a great day for the Aquarius full moon. So we'll be seeing you. Thank you for attending.